My fondest memories are of catching crocodiles. And during the 80s, I was up on my own with my little dog, Suey, capturing some wild crocodiles, and I was lucky enough to have an old video camera that Dad bought for me. I'd stick it in a tree, in the mangroves, on the mud, and I captured some of this vision.
Sorry about my camera work, but we're way back in the mid-1980s. It was one of the first video cameras that ever came into Australia. And this is my first effort at it. And here's my dad, right up the front of our crocodile catching dinghy. He's my hero and my legend, and he helps tune my instincts to catch crocs.
Alright, what he's up to here, see up the back there, this is our mechanism, right? That rope he's taken off is connected to the bait, which goes into the back of the trap. That's a pretty old bait. All the way up here, all the way up, and into this tree, which is directly on top of me, right? Now, on that you can see another rope, which comes off and goes down to the mouth of the trap. So, when that bag drops, right, which is connected to the mechanism, which is connected to the bait, the bag drops and pulls this up. Gotcha.
It's first thing in the morning, and this is one of my greatest captures. It's my best mate, Wes, and I've convinced him to check the mechanism.
Work or what?
We're in far north Queensland. That's my stomping ground. And the capture and relocation of crocodiles we take very seriously. And this is Molly, one of my all-time favourite crocodiles. She is the quietest Sheila I ever captured. And I'm lucky enough to have the skill and wisdom of Dad helping me out once again. Sorry about the odd camera angle, but I just start my camera rolling, stick it on the boat, on the bank, in a tree, wherever I could, and just let it roll. So it might be just one locked off shot, but by crikey, it's history. This is straight out of the archives. Thank goodness I had something to record it on. Once we get a top jaw roped, blindfold on, it's into the boat and back to camp, where we can either relocate them back out into the wilderness, or the case of Molly here, she had to come back to Australia Zoo, where she's flourished. She's still a real quiet Sheila. And here's Goldie.
This would be one of the best looking crocs I've ever seen. What are you, a little male or a little female? I'm backing a little female.
Now watch the way I've locked the camera off. It's sitting on my dinghy.
Steve was catching crocodiles long before I met him, just with the help of his little dog, Suey. And Suey's just a puppy way back in the 80s. Sometimes Steve would live in the bush for months on end. No shoes, just living like a wild man. His techniques for crocodile capture have been innovative and always successful. But some of his methods, like this one, look a little bit dangerous. Steve, you've kind of got that crocodile between your legs. There you go. That's better.
I got dropped into Zambia on the Luangwa River to paddle downstream and look at the wildlife. However, I ran into some really angry hippos. In some countries of Africa, hippos are known to cause more human fatalities than any other species, even more so than Nile crocodiles. And by crikey, they get grumpy. They pushed me right out of the river. They've got huge, great tusks, and when they get angry, they charge straight at you. I was quite fearful and respectful of them, so I went around them. I left my canoe in the end.
The hippo is very territorial, but pushed in mass like this together, they become extremely agitated and aggressive. Anything that enters their territory is seen as a potential threat. As Steve's paddling through, just having a look at them, you never know when they're going to react. Typically, there's one dominant male, one bull, whose job it is to protect the territory and his cows. And there he is. He's eyeing Steve off right now, angling for a better position to make sure Steve's not going to infringe on his territory or his girls.
Wow! Do you see that? Now that one in front there, that's the biggest bull male. He'd be well over 20 years of age, and that's a subordinate male. And he's just making sure that that young bloke doesn't get in on his girl. Here we go.
The bull's changed focus and is starting to show aggression towards Steve.
Hey, I don't want anything to do with this, guys.